Hello, so in this video, we're going to be prepping the engine bay for the new K20 Z3. I won't be using these mounts. I'm not using Hashboard $600 mount. I'm making my own out of some drilled out RSX engine brackets. I'm looking at these. These literally look identical to these. They're almost the same. They have the 3 bolts and everything. That bracket bolts up to that. There's even a dimple. See that little dimple? This one has a dimple too. Only big differences, I guess, is for reinforcement. Like here, see that hole? This one doesn't have the hole. And it's literally just a little tiny bit different. You look, almost the same damn thing. But I don't want to risk it. I already have this. And all it is you got to drill those spot welds out. It's hard to see, but see those little holes right there? Spot welds, you got to drill those out, hammer it off. You got to place this over here. Now before I test fit this mount looks almost identical to that one. Has the same little threads on top, but it doesn't have that hole. So, not really much different, to be honest. If we compare them side to side, they look basically the damn same. But on RSX, these are over here. So we're gonna be spot welding it. Oh, look at that. See that hole? So that lady tells us a good spot where it's supposed to be at. But this guy will sit right here. It should sit comfortable. I'll make it work, but that's where it's gonna sit, somewhere along that line. And then the K20 should fit perfectly like OEM with the RSX or EP3 subframe. Meantime, I'm gonna do this harness. So if you look, they have a lot of clips on here. I'm gonna have a nice little tool. Now I'll be popping out all of these clips. That guy broke. Hello. So last night I just undid a few bolts, some random stuff, like some random brackets that were laying around. I did some thinking and I got some new ideas. So for the AC lines, I was gonna run the RSX or EP3, but then I found out that the AC lines go into the dash and it looks like a damn nightmare to remove all the AC components. I'm just gonna try to reuse these. I wanna bend these up and try to make it work. And I have an idea, which I don't know if it could work. Cutting that hose, getting an adapter. And my engine came with a little bit of a hose. So getting a little adapter tube that's metal, shoving it in there and putting a crap ton of hose clamps and tightening the hell out of it. And I feel like I can probably bend this one to come out this side and maybe make it work. And kind of the same thing with the power steering. I got a lot of thinking to do, but in the meantime, I'm gonna do some easy stuff. So what I did was I jacked up the front. I think I'm gonna get started with trying to get like some of the suspension components out. I'm gonna see what I can do with the subframe or the front spindles. I have new spindles here. These are from a RSX Type S, but the main difference is it has the bigger hub for 36mm bigger axles. And the bits that were on here originally were busted, so pressed them out and I pressed in some new ones. I got some new ball joints for it, well only one here. That one is fine because it has a Moog. That Moog ball joint is A-okay. So right now, I'm gonna take off these 2 big bolts and undo the caliper. Ball joint time, the scary part. What the hell? Oh shit, it's already out. I guess it's since I did it not too long ago. Caliper's in the way, but boom. 5 lug is out. Next is I'm gonna take out the low control arm, so a little time lapse. Scratch that idea. I'm not taking off the control arm because I remembered the bushing is done, so it's not really worth trying to save this. I can either try to sell it or something, but I'm probably just gonna sell this as a whole, like drivetrain, so subframe, control arms, whole engine. I don't need it, but I will be keeping the hardware though. hardware is good to have. I don't have much of it. And also, I just don't really feel like undoing the sway bar end links. Those freaking suck. But one of them are new. Now time to do the other side. So we have a spindle. Boom, just like that. It's missing the entire shock and stuff. I left the driver's side shock on it because that one's fine. I only took off the passenger because a few months ago, passenger side had a lot of camber and the wheel was hitting it. And I had to grind it down this much. And I don't trust that. It's basically actually blown. There's no fluid and stuff. So these are the bad shock. But luckily I have another one, so we'll be replacing that. These are my Type S spindles. One of them didn't have a ball joint. I popped it in. I have a snap ring plier, and dude, these things suck. But I made it work. Something that helped was having a little crowbar and a hammer. I only got half of it in, and then I tapped it with the hammer. Boop, boop. Went right in. One of these don't really have the snap ring all the way in, but I don't care. I'm selling these. Under the car, my exhaust. It has these custom hangers that I got from good old Advanced Auto. My exhaust hanger is this piece right here. And while we're here, we can also remove the shifter cable brackets. So if you look, it's two 10mm and two 10mm right there. So I'm gonna get these undone and loosen these. I just have these with a 8mm. I couldn't film a time lapse. For a time lapse, apparently you can't use the flash. Anyways, brackets are undone. I just use my little impact from Milwaukee. I believe you just pull on it. Boom. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. Oh God. Why I hit the freaking camera, but I'm probably gonna take it out from the engine bay. That's all metal and it seems hard to get through here. Alright, now it's the exhaust. I'm gonna get these out because these are hard to get to. But just like that, these shifter cables are out of the way. Bam. Hangers are undone. Now I can drop the jack and exhaust should want to fall. Let's see what they say. Yep, look at that. That hanger was pretty damn good. Now the exhaust is lowered and down. Next thing I kind of want to do is I want to drop the subframe. I'm pretty sure it's only 4 bolts. So one here, one there, you know, so 4 bolts. I think I want to start with the rear because the rears are a little harder to get to. And then I'll do the front because it's easier. So my plan is subframe bolts are 17s. So we'll start by doing that guy right here. It's kind of hard to film with one hand. One subframe bolt is out. Pretty big. And another bolt you want to do is this one. I think it's like a support bolt or more reinforcement. You can either do that one or those 3, but I prefer to just do one. The caliper is in my way. She is out. I'm on the other side and I hate it here because there's all types of fluids down here. I gotta clean it up. But now we gotta do this guy. And now the support one right there. Right now I got 2 jacks. One holding basically the back of the subframe. One in the front to support it because I'm gonna be loosening the 2 front 17s. So this guy. This should be the last one. Next is, I'm gonna lower the subframe a little bit with the jack. Ooh, look at her go. That's sick. But I think I'm gonna do little baby steps. I'm gonna drop the rear, front. I'm gonna go back and forth. Subframe's out. That was pretty damn easy. Sway bar end links. This side is good. I replaced it like a few months ago at school. And luckily I put anti-seize, so they came undone super easily. Shout out to anti-seize. And now I can take the subframe out or figure out what to do. That engine has to go somewhere, so I might just put it on this subframe. I got the control arm out, and this pops out. Oh man. The AC line that used to go over here, I bent it. This one I'm gonna leave alone, this little guy. Little guy can stay there. I really wish I didn't take off the clips. I thought I was gonna take it out, but I'm not. So I gotta figure something out for that. But this big one, I just twisted it slowly. I bent it and bent it. And that's going to come out through here because this is where the accessories are going to be at. So the AC compressor will be on this side. So I'm going to make a custom line of me just bending the original one. I'm going to be cutting the hose, or I'm not sure if I'm going to cut the hose. I'm going to cut what aluminum is. But I'm just going to be creating my own custom line out of the stock one because no way I'm going to go take apart the dash or anything to get new lines. So I'm just going to make what I have work. Right now I just bent it out. I bent it into place. And next thing I want to do is mess with the power steering. I'm going to loosen the line, which is this line back here. I'm going to get a line wrench, loosen it. And I'm going to put my RSX line in. Hopefully it bolts up. If not, I'm going to have to make another custom line. So something I did was the car's sticking out because the phone was lifted up so high. So I jacked it up from the side, got the jacks out from the front, moved them forward. Then I had it jacked on here where the subframe bolts would basically go to. Jacked it up, put the handbrake down. I was actually able to move the car forward a little using the wheels on the jack and stuff. Put the jack stands in this little slot. There's like a nice little slot there for the jack stand to sit. And this baby is not going nowhere, so now it's not high as hell or anything. I guess the next thing I want to do is jack up the rear so I'm able to get the whole exhaust out because this exhaust is literally like one whole piece. Don't feel like cutting it yet. Jack won't go in because the car's too low. I want to jack up the rear to put some jack stands on the back. You don't know shit about this. I found all these things under the subframe, and these are all like old clips that I broke off and stuff. But man, good amount of weight reduction. And here's the setup for now. So 4 jacks all the way around. Tomorrow, I'll be getting the exhaust out, and I'll be spending hours drilling out the spot weld. Hello, new day later. Today, messing with the exhaust. Pretty simple. So I have this tool that'll undo exhaust hangers. So we got one here, and then 2 here. If you look, it is all wrinkled up because I hammered all this to make more room in the trunk. 2 hangers, 1 hanger there, 1 hanger here, 1 up there. There you go, that one. I gotta undo these 2 bolts, which I think they're 12 to 13. Don't know about blade on wrist. Don't know about that sweet kiss. I get pleasure from like just like that. Exhaust is out. Nice. There's the original Civic exhaust. And this is an 8th gen Civic SI exhaust. I personally love how these sound. I remember when I had my SI and I had the stock exhaust, I did not mind the sound. So, how to get a stock one? Got it for dirt cheap because it's stock exhaust. I'm noticing that the hangers are like different locations and stuff. But something that's really good though, it's a lot thicker than the stock one. That's another big reason why I'm doing this exhaust, because it'll have better airflow. So I'm gonna try to test fit it and see what I can do. The hangers are in completely different places. It might be a little tricky. In the meantime, I can get this guy out. This thing is a damn snake. But it worked. Just so many random pipes and pieces together. 8th gen exhaust and then the stock D17 exhaust. So I'm noticing that this resonator is a lot smaller, and I want to prefer the smaller one, but this one just has a bigger tubing. That's kind of tricky. Then we follow it. There's like another resonator right here. And then the flange is a little different. Now that the exhaust is out of the way, I also cleaned the floor because they were so nasty. It's a lot better. I can actually fit in here. But I'm gonna do the power steering line. So if you look down here, it connects just that fitting. So we got some line wrenches. We're gonna break them loose and we're gonna use the RSX power steering line. It should be the same, hopefully. If not, custom line it is. Hopefully that fitting is the same as the one in here. This guy's a size 14. Let's see if this one's a 14. This guy's also a 14, so it's looking good. I unplugged this sensor. Let's break her loose. So I'm just gonna break it loose right now and pop it out. I put a little bit of brake fluid on the nut for some lubrication. Then I got the hammer, give it a couple taps, going to the left. And guess what? She is coming, boys. Power steering line is out. Let's hope this guy goes right in. Boys and girls, dude, the RSX power steering line bolts right in. It was a little tricky at first because I just couldn't line it up. Just like a brake line, it's so damn annoying. But got it in. Even this little bracket that holds it lines up perfectly. So you don't have to change your power steering rack. You don't have to put an electric one or buy an RSX one. Your stock one should be able to work. I am so damn hyped on this. The only thing you might have to do is extend this though. This does not reach. So just extend this, it'll plug in. RSX line fits like a dream. And AC, I bent the line. Well, exhaust is out of the way. Power steering line stuff is figured out. AC line bent out of the way. I guess next thing on the list, get these engine mount brackets out. So, a bunch of spot welds. Gotta drill them out old fashioned. Pretty damn annoying. There's so many of them. That's gonna be so boring. I got my blade strapped on. Update. We got one side almost done. This shit sucks. Really annoying. But there's like 3 there. All these in the bottom. I'll update you guys once I have all of them drilled out. Well, after like an hour, all the spot welds are drilled out. I'm pretty sure they're all drilled out. But now I'm just gonna grab a big old hammer and bash the shit out of it. Hopefully it comes off. And for the bottom ones, my drill bit was starting to get a little weak, so I used a smaller drill bit and then used the bigger one. So with a few common hand tools like a hammer, a crowbar, pry bar, gotta get under there and just start prying, trying to make all these spot welds come off. Even though they're drilled the hell out, they're always gonna still be like fighting you. Whenever the spot welds, the welds spread around a little bit, so it's never that easy. This has been quite a damn battle, but something I found out, there's 2 of these, so if you're drilling these out, you gotta get this one and this one. Well, it's in one spot. You gotta make sure when you're taking it off that both of them are actually drilled out. And something I found out, so all of the spot welds are basically free now, and it wasn't coming off. And I looked at the center. There is one spot weld in the center, so don't forget the one in the center. I'm just gonna drill that out and it should come right off. I forgot to film taking it off because I was talking to somebody. But hey, it's off. A lot more room. This is what I love to see. It was quite a battle. I did put a couple dents on here because I just had a dent and oh my goodness, look at that. This popped out. That sucks. Now I just gotta drill out this one. This one doesn't look as bad. It has less spot welds for sure. I'm not gonna weld in the engine mount or bracket just yet. I need to test fit the engine to make sure I put it in the correct spots because you don't want to put it on first and then find out that it doesn't bolt up or match with the engine. I drilled out a good amount of it. Somehow the top's already loose. I didn't really do much to it. We're gonna see if the spot welds are drilled out enough. I didn't really do much to the bottom. I wanna see what could happen if I just get a little tap. Nope. Alright, gotta keep drilling. All the top ones came out pretty smooth. Just gotta keep working with. Hopefully it comes off right now. That one spot weld is holding on for dear life. These spot welds are no joke. But there you go. How to mangle the hell out of it. RSX brackets and then the Civic brackets. They're literally super damn identical. Compare this to this. Basically, these are in the same spots and everything. But this one is a little thicker and has more reinforcement. And this one just has less spots. So here we have, boom and boom. This guy only has one down there and then this one up there. This one has a circle on the side. This one has no circles on this side, only in the middle. It's a lot thicker than this. If you look on top, there's a few holes for, some brackets and stuff. This one doesn't have those holes. Moving on to the bigger engine mount. This one actually holds to the engine. This one's basically for the transmission. A lot thicker. This has like some reinforcements. This one too, but these just look a little beefier. And it just has a little different design. Main thing I really noticed, honestly, is those circles. This one doesn't really have those circles. I want to say, if you don't have the RSX bracket, you can use the one from the D17. But I didn't want to risk it. I just got the one from an RSX. Something that sucked about this is taking this out took like 2 hours. And I recommend having good drill bits because crappy ones will break a lot. And right now is a perfect time to get rid of a bunch of junk, like those little clips that are broken. You don't need those. I took off some nuts and bolts that held onto the AC unit, so I gotta put those back in. I freaking broke it. It'll come off camera. Those clips are out on the floor. I put in the bolt where the ACs to go. There's a 10 mil right there, and then a bolt in the center. See that bolt in the center? Got those in. I guess the next thing I can do is just start cleaning. I'm getting rid of all those metal. So it's gonna look a lot cleaner right now. Something I'll be doing. My RSX shifter cable came with no bushings. My D17 came with a bushing because it's off my car. What I'm gonna do is I'm using some can locks, holding it like that, and then using a little hammer to knock it out. Working out pretty good. Bushing popped right out. It looks in good shape. Now I'm just gonna pop it in here. Probably gonna use the bigger hammer for this. I'm just gonna be messing with it, but yeah, you can just pop it in. I'm just gonna use my hammer and work my way in. Bushings out of this one. A trick I used was I spit on the bushing for a little bit of lubricant, shoved it in. Now for this, I'm just using a vice grip to hold it into place. I will spit on this, put it there, use my bigger hammer and just whack it in. Just like that, bushings are swapped. I don't have to worry about those. And next thing I guess I gotta change is these little brackets. So these are pretty easy. These are just like a clamp, so I just gotta, see right here? Gotta open that, pop these off, and then transfer it to this one. And this one I think it's held on with a bolt at a 10 mil. This one my Type S, by the way. This one, same thing. So I'm gonna swap them over. Ta-da, swapped. So these shifter cables are ready to go into the Civic. Another thing I want to do while I'm here, I want to test fit the shifter cables onto the transmission. Right now, while it's like this, I can figure out how it works. And from what I see 3 bolts here. So I'm just gonna take off a few bolts. And this one, I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I thought it went in like this because you look at this one's small, this one's small. Thought it went something like this. But I'm looking at this bracket, and this bracket's like backwards or upside down. So I'm gonna see, I'm gonna bolt a few things and I figured out how it works. I just found out how this kind of works too. This is neutral. I just don't know which one first, or I don't know which order it goes. I just know this is neutral. And right now, I'm in the center, so this is either 3rd and 4th. But anyways, this is literally just held on by these 3 bolts. And then down here, I'm gonna delete this because this is a bracket and there's another bracket. These are just some random brackets that I won't be needing. And then this lollipop thing, I popped it off, held on by these retainers. You gotta lift it up with a flathead and it goes right up. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Luckily, these already have some. I'm pretty sure I could just bolt these and it will come right out. Meantime, I can delete these little brackets that won't be doing me any good. There you go. That's the last thing to worry about. Don't know how this works. There's a bracket here. I don't know if to use the Z3 gear selector. So I'm not sure. I'm just gonna have to do some research. There you go. This only had 3 bolts. So I don't know too much information about this, but from the quick research that I've done, you need a different gear selector. You can, I believe, modify this one by changing like some levers and stuff. But to make it work properly, you need to get a gear selector from an RSX Type S, so a 6-speed. The thing is, they go for like $400. I just looked them up. Pretty expensive. So a little bit of quick research. I believe what you can do is get like a different K20 gear selector. So from a 5-speed. I did a little bit of cleaning. I just took off like all the real big, like greasy stuff. That came out kind of good. Kind of happy with that. Something else I found out right here, it has this. It's got some weight. I feel like Honda just added some factory weights to add more weight to the car or something. Because apparently these weigh as much as like a Miata. These only weigh like 100 pounds more, depending on model. But the LX, the base model and everything, they literally weigh almost just like 100 pounds more than a Miata. This was right here. It does literally nothing. Just a random weight. There's also one on the subframe. It does nothing on the subframe. It's not really even a reinforcement. So I'm gonna delete it. It's just a random weight. I have no idea what they are. I feel a bushing in the center. But I wonder what they are. If somebody knows, let me know. But I deleted them because I don't think it's doing anything to the crash bar. If anything, I like to sit on this and those studs were just poking my ass. So got tired of that. Now when I sit here, it won't be so uncomfortable. Hello, that'll be it for this video. I just had a list of everything I had to do, and I got it done. Pretty hyped on that. Do it out the spot weld, bent the AC lines, RSX power steering line on. Super pumped about that. And removed the muffler. Did a couple of things, and very proud of that. I want it to be crazy long, so stay tuned for the next one. I got some other plans I gotta try. Thank you for watching.